To another edition of XFeed. My name is Schiller. We do this Monday through Friday, going over to the hottest takes on the timeline, and you might be featured. Now, just to comment right off the rip, I know a lot of you have busy days, and if you're wanting to tune into this in a little bit of a more timely manner, again, on YouTube, and I think on X, you're able to speed up the video 2X, and maybe you're able to do that as well. So maybe just a suggestion for you if you want to tune in, but you want to try to make things a little bit quicker. So news today. Well, first of all, the title of this talking about the perception of people that are in crypto. I don't know if it's the fact of the dollar bills versus crypto or what, but I saw a crazy post and it made me think, do people just assume anyone with crypto now is rich or has money? Feels like that's kind of the sentiment. We have some huge news coming out of Pudgy Penguins, some updates regarding Futureverse, as well as the radio episode that happened today, and a whole bunch more. So excited to get into it with you. And so the particular post that I wanted to highlight is the one here from Boogie2988. Now, a little bit of a backstory. If you don't know who this is, he is a rather big YouTuber. He's kind of had ebbs and flows of things, but he did the rant about World of Warcraft, drinking Mountain Dew, etc., etc. And he randomly started posting about this token yesterday or the day before. And I was like, why the hell is this guy talking about it? And obviously we've had a lot of these celebrity coins come out, and he got a lot of flack for it, but then made this comment today about it where somebody said, doesn't matter what you said, you still promoted it to your audiences. We have more respect for you if you just said you don't give NF and you just want money instead of jumping through hoops to justify your crappy behavior. Yo, what's going on, Mo Meta? So he says, fine, I'll speak as succulently and bluntly as I can. I know zero of my fans would download Coinbase, create an account just to buy a Shiza coin. It literally wasn't going to happen. But a bunch of crypto millionaires might come in and waste 0.01% of their worth on a meme coin as a joke, and they did. I don't care if a multi-millionaire loses less than 1% of their holdings. That happens to crypto bros all day, every day. I don't care one bit. I would really care if there was an actual fan who started crypto just to buy a coin I told them not to buy, though, but that person doesn't exist, so we're good. Kind of a crazy take when you look at this, and it's just making me think, okay, so the outside world just assumes everybody within crypto is millionaires and all these, insane terms. I mean, what's your take on that? What do you think about that? Does that feel like the normie persona of what's going on with crypto? Thought it was kind of wild. Okay, so Futureverse had an unbelievably huge announcement today, partnering with Animoca Brands, and it sounds like it was a swap in equity. They specifically highlighted within the announcement that it was to support the Futureverse token ecosystem, including Root, Silo, and ASTO, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. And for Animoca Brands themselves, if you've looked into it, Sky Mavis, Axie Infinity, Dapper Labs, there was like an MLB game that is part of Animoca as well, and we know that Futureverse has kind of joked or hinted that, hey, yeah, something regarding sports is coming for it, and so this feels like a massive partnership for me. It specifically talks about Moaverse as well, which is one of the big happenings within the Web3 space. I think Animoca has like an interesting reputation in the space as well. Curious if anybody disagrees, but I feel at a point they were backing almost everything, and at a point it was very, very bullish anytime Animoca was a part of things. But obviously, because of the landscape that's happened with NFTs, it's kind of got this mixed up perspective. But for Moaverse specifically, it's one of the most highly touted, respected collections that I feel that's out there, and this kind of plays into the role of, okay, well, if Futureverse potentially offers these Moaverse NFTs, Future Score, well, that's what Animoca is trying to do with being connected with all of this. And again, those Mocha tokens specifically are coming out. And so does this mean for people that are staking Root that we are going to get Mocha token in there for the Vortex? Ooh, there's a little bit of speculation. Yo, ad name here, .ru, what's going on? We love Silo. True. So this partnership, this powerful partnership enhances the reach and capabilities of our advanced Open Metaverse technology stack by leveraging Animoca Brands' extensive ecosystem of blockchain-based products, including games and other forms of digital entertainment. Joining forces with Animoca Brands is set to accelerate the growth of our token ecosystem, including the infrastructure layer for content connectivity, talking about Root Token, ASTO as well, powering our AI protocol, and Silo for social graph and gaming data oracles. Now, today on the Root Radio Spaces, have a little bit of GIF here regarding Pokemon, but we went way more in depth about all of this. So again, if you guys haven't seen that, it's on the X timeline that I've retweeted. So be sure to check that out. But we were talking about all these different tokens and the things that you can do with them. Well, we didn't really talk about that at all. Let me rephrase here. We were talking about Root Network as a whole and what like the classification of it is going to be. Is it going to be known as the gaming chain like Ronin, like IMX? Is it going to be known for something else? I try to use the reference where Ethereum's kind of this, money perspective. We have the high value NFTs that are a part of it. And I remember earlier on back in 2021, we had the perspective of, if an NFT wasn't on Ethereum, it didn't have value. Now, that was just kind of a narrative that we created at the time. Obviously, looking forward, there's a lot of other things, but for those higher digital end collectibles, again, I would say that, the ETH NFTs are a part of that. So a lot more going on with the Animoca Brands partnership that we'll probably find out within time. But again, the radio session earlier was fantastic. Now, Aaron McDonald, CEO of Futureverse, also highlighting, saying, speaking of wearables, one of the biggest issues in interoperability is accessories. Today, we unveil our wearables generator enables developers to make a single wearable model that will auto-fit any character model no matter the proportions. And this is sweet. They have Meebits, Party Bear, Walker World. I'm not sure what that is. I think that was a goblin. We have Fluffs, Cool Cat, and it's just showing how everything is massively interoperable and just looks really neat. Now, there was another comment that I saw regarding a post in Web3 that was talking about how all of these things need to come together, have different standards if they actually want to succeed with having a metaverse experience. And it wasn't necessarily talking just about Futureverse, but I think the landscape as a whole. And this kind of shows, hey, if Animoca is a part of this, if we have the things going on with Epic, Roblox, yada, 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 maybe everybody has settled on a specific standard. Now, speaking of celebrities, we got Offset here who's saying, what crypto should I buy? It's not the top by any means, we don't think, but holy smokes, what's going on with every celebrity suddenly getting into the crypto space? It is insane. Psych here from Deadfellaz saying, good morning. After 6 months of delays since the Unity layoffs, we are at prototype state of the trading card game and a month away from the demo state. Once demo's ready, I'll book private AMAs with collectors to walk you through it. It's been a difficult time to navigate, but in the end, the horde will win. So something going on with Deadfellaz here regarding their trading card game, and we'll see, I think, more and more Web3 projects that are launching games have those out, because it's felt like it's been kind of a lull and everything's getting to it. Interesting post here from Tom's Metaverse talking about Wolf Game. The owners of Wolf Game are serious about creating a game world which is fair for everyone. Effective immediately. Any form of botting or third-party software that automates gameplay actions is strictly prohibited. And Wolf Game is a part of Blast now and has got a ton of players, but very interesting here talking about botting and third-party applications as the same time we're kind of referencing AI games and the implications of that. Wolf Game obviously not having anything to do with AI, and not every game is going to have any kind of AI integration with it, but just interesting to see them harping down on something to try to make the game better, but just made me think what's going to happen with the AI games that come out. Some news from Decrypt here is saying Nigeria SEC values local crypto industry at 400 million. So we are on the 28th of June, 2024, Nigeria valuing the local crypto industry at 400 million. Let's see what that number becomes. Now, in Canada, this is kind of crazy, but it's just general news. We're going to talk about kind of the metaverse in this. It might be kind of a weird angle, but bear with me. So we're losing Ontario Place, hot dogs, and the Science Center is done. And now the 112-year-old historic landmark cinema is closing in 3 days because of landlords. Okay, cool. I'm totally feeling normal. Kind of crazy when we think about just like the IRL implications of things. I love being online, the metaverse thing. I totally get that's not for everyone, but damn, the places that people love to go out in public getting wrecked, man, if there's a way to preserve these, photograph them, create a digital experience of these, they would be massive hits because this plays massively on nostalgia. I think there's going to be a huge realm where if one of these, I don't even know if it needs to be like a Web3 type thing, even if it was like a Web2, but if there was a way to recreate these experiences in a virtual way, Oh man, they would be fantastic. Camel here with another take. My prediction about NFTs, specifically them being back with a new class leader, is turning out to be very true. New leaders are more hungry, have had more time to learn, and generally have more experience with a stronger vision. A lot of these projects were self-admitted cash grabs that turned out to be successful enough that they tried to make it work. Now, I want to talk about this line for a second here, where they're saying that they turned out to be successful enough. And, if you were back in the early days of 2021, there was a lot of things that happened, and I think everybody thought, hey, we could do something. I remember at the time, there was Sandbox, Decentraland, all these different platforms, all these different studios and things saying, hey, we're going to build out different opportunities to help create games, experiences, and it was supposed to be this lovely place, but then it turned into like this huge war zone. Everything was greatly overpriced. The acceleration of everything went insane, and it was because there was a massive influx of capital that was like, hey, we think blockchain is the future, but there was not enough solid things to actually help that, and a lot of things crumbled in the meantime. But the new projects need your support. Educate yourselves on the real builders and leaders, learn who's hungry, who's on their team, and how their products will push the entire crypto industry forward. We've matured as a community. It's time to support the mature projects and leaders. If you guys haven't checked the NFT marketplaces today, oh my goodness, things are looking spicy, and more on that in a second. We talk about utility and other things. I saw this post by Zagabon talking about, I guess he bought one of the MFers collection, and this is just supposed to be like an art collection that's kind of whatever. But, the more and more you think about it, some of these things are just like digital grails. They don't really mean anything apart from, hey, this is a digital artifact. Feels kind of true. Some breaking news as of earlier today. The SEC alleges Lido and Rocket Pool staking programs are securities. Now, funny enough, we talked about the liquid staking yesterday and brought up Lido, so this is horrible timing for that. But again, a lot of the comments regarding it saying, okay, the SEC is going after another thing. And then there was another one to follow that saying the SEC is suing MetaMask for being an unregistered securities broker for having a staking and swap features in their app. Now in Canada, they do have it for different exchanges. I don't know if this is simply because they didn't register, and like in America, some of these other exchanges and whatnot have some kind of registration with them, and these, like MetaMask is one of the ones that doesn't, I guess. I don't really know how to read into that. But again, some pretty big news coming out of the SEC today, but a lot of people aren't reacting too crazy about it. Ember Sword, huge news. Our CEO, CEO. I was about to say, why does that sound weird? CEO Mark Larson has officially announced the Ember Sword beta launch, saying, I'm super proud of the entire Play Ember Sword team. The newest beta build of Empire Sword is nothing short of amazing. I love playing it, and it's a great indicator for our enormous potential. So here's the thing that's weird. And how do you fix these things? I see Ember Sword. I actually set notifications on for them. I don't own a single NFT from it. I just think, some of the gameplay, it looks cool. I'll eventually try it out, but I've not actually acted to go out and play it. I don't know what's going to be the catalyst for me to go and do that, but I got to try it out sometime. Bored Ape Yacht Club announcing some things regarding ApeFest, specifically how to order the bundle of merch. The merch is calling. There are now 3 ways to shop for ApeFest merch, including an exclusive pre-order bundle that is currently live. Order through July 12th and pick up at ApeFest registration, which we're not going to, but son of a gun. Set includes exclusive tees, socks, and a BAYC disposable camera. I wonder how much they are charging for these things. Can we even look it up? Son of a gun, we can't. Hold on. Oh, nope, son of a gun. Shop and hang, which is number 2. Order online well at ApeFest and pick up when the order is ready. Or browse and buy, line up in person at ApeFest and walk out the merch in hand. Okay, so we can't even get it if we're not there. I don't understand how we have ApeFest every year. I have an ape, and unless I go to it, I can't partake in these things. No online presence whatsoever. What are we doing? All right, from what I'm seeing, I'm back to being bullish. I have no idea who Buell's Not Ugly is, but we like some bullish sentiment. And it's crazy. Honestly, the sentiment shift, if you look at the streams or if you've been a part of this for the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty damn bearish. You know what I mean? And now, all of a sudden, the blur farming stops and people are like, making every narrative in the world saying, we're going to make it. Unbelievable. Parallel TCG saying Parallel League is almost here. Watch the video and click the link below to learn how Parallel is bringing new life to CCG esports. Now, we highlighted yesterday as well, or maybe it was the day before, that OpenSea actually changed all their branding to highlight Parallel, and then Parallel announced that they actually had a free pack claim on OpenSea. I apologize, by the time that we're doing this, I don't think it's available still. Let me check. I might be totally wrong. Okay, less than 24 hours, and this was 6:59. Son of a gun. Okay, yes, we missed it. But their announcement: on-chain summer, less than 24 hours left to secure your free Parallel TCG collectible card back and free in-game bonus pack. So it's interesting where this is kind of like a promotion for, I guess, both of these. And at the same time, we have Parallel reminding you, hey, the esports league is coming, and I think that's kind of cool. LG Do said, saying it's 2024. Why do people still launch PFPs that look like this? True, big time true, especially established projects with 2 million plus users. Now, for argument's sake, when we're talking about digital artifacts and all that kind of jazz, I think we can make the argument that these definitely don't fit a certain criteria per se, but if you look back to some of the earlier days of 2021 and even some of the ones that are like historic NFTs from prior to that year, they almost all have like a certain vibe to them. And as we progress to the future, people are just going to be like, yo, this is stupid. We want something that's more realistic, more futuristic, different style. And we might see kind of like a wave, an era of the art style. And I think that's kind of cool looking back. Stats. Punk9059 saying a progression of Blur daily farmer rewards by season to show how much money was being made comparatively, looking at season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4 of the Blur farming. This assumes a sell price at the 4-day average of the token at the end of the season. Season 4 farmers will earn 99% less than season 1 based on current blast price. So the average US dollar airdropped per day to Blur farmers, we had 3 million per day on season 1, 544,000 per day on season 2, 54,000 on season 3, and now we are below $30,000 for season 4. So the people that are screaming, having problems with Blur farming in general, well, there's your catalyst right there in of itself. Now, more comments going on for Blast here. Mooncat, who again bought a huge bag. They said they bought like 117 ETH worth of Blast yesterday or the day before, saying slow bleed and die, or it's orchestrated by Pac-Man and co to get rid of as many non-believers as possible before they ramp up announcements with utility and good stuff. Now, from my understanding, my timeline was filled with people saying, yo, we're going long on Blast, now it's buy. And it looks like the token had a little bit of a movement, and then it's kind of fallen flat. Again, the market not really doing anything too crazy right now. We'll see what happens. Some big news, and if you happen to follow the YouTube channel, I posted a video a while ago about some free airdrops you could be a part of, and I think this was back in February, Frame being one of them, and oh my goodness, this worked out to be pretty good, at least what we think, because they announced today that they were acquired by Igloo Inc. Again, now like the parent company of Pudgy Penguins, and they are contributing towards Abstract. Abstract Chain is the new blockchain for consumer crypto, pioneering culture, community, and creativity on chain, whatever in the halibut that means. I have 0.01 ETH. I'm rich. Still waiting on that Frame airdrop. Yo, me too, baby. Me too. Say goodbye to Frame and hello to Abstract, the chain made to lead the next generation of consumer crypto adoption. Abstract will pioneer a new era driven by the culture economy, create distribution rails, empower builders, and introduce innovative economic mechanisms. Holy smokes, I can't talk on chain. Over the last 2 years, the Pudgy Penguins and Frame team have pushed boundaries and proven ourselves as some of the most talented and committed builders in crypto. We are excited to contribute toward Abstract's vision of building the largest on-chain community. Abstract will use ZK Stack, cutting-edge cryptography, and Egan DA to provide a secure, ultra-fast, low-cost, developer-friendly way for builders to build. We appreciate the frame community's patience. I think they're talking to us, Abel, and are excited for them to join us on this new adventure and journey. If you were a frame claimer, your pre-existing rewards will be honored in Abstract's native incentive system. More details will be released soon. There's that word again. Love to see it. But again, rather big news. ICO Beast right going at the offensive here. So we gonna let the Pudgy insider NFT buyers get a pass, or are we gonna give them the Yuga treatment? Keck W for reference, showing that there was a massive amount of buys and some huge spike ups before that announcement officially went public. And at the same time, if you guys remember a while ago, like Pudgy Penguins rocketed out of absolutely nowhere. Again, there's always reason for something, and I don't think at the time there was actually really like any announcement other than them kind of like executing and all that. And then a further post here says, looks like we found our next farm, lads. Blast X Abstract Summer. Blast is a way better name, but don't fade the penguins ever. So again, is this going to be a protocol that people are going to be out farming, or what exactly is the idea with it? Now, if you enjoy my content, you're like, hey, Shell, it'd be cool if you talked with Luca Nets. Holy crap, I actually did that. And that is available on the RWA segments podcast. If you check the YouTube description link or on my X bio, they are both linked in there. I would love for you guys to go check that out. We've interviewed a whole bunch of people, and the RWA space has a ton of big brains, and I think you'll love the conversation. And I was not swooned per se, but I was very impressed in kind of how Luca talked, and his vision of community and everything was really, really cool. So if you're interested in hearing that, would love for you to go check that out. Now, further Pudgy news, a fresh wallet loaded 325 ETH, 1.1 mil. Holy sweet suffering succotash. And has done nothing but sweep penguins over the last hour since the announcement. Someone really likes the idea of Abstract Pudgy on chain. Crazy volume. Crazy volume on that. So League of Legends news, we've highlighted this, I think maybe like once or twice, but there is a player called Faker, and they decided that they were going to launch a Hall of Fame for League of Legends players while he's still playing, which is kind of interesting, but they simultaneously launched a skin in the game that costs $500. So you might say, whoa, hold on. We talk about NFTs, blockchain game. I thought people traditionally don't spend that much on video games in a single setting, but they do. And let me read this announcement because it gets kind of funnier. Faker's legacy continues. We're excited. The time to complete your Hall of Legends passes by one. Sorry, we're extending the time to complete your Hall of Legends passes by one additional patch. So you'll have until July 29th to wrap up missions and unlock prizes. Basically, they're saying, hey, we're going to give you another month where you're able to go and buy this $500 skin. They are milking the cow. So as we highlighted yesterday, there was some very large fallouts from Cool Cats. I don't really know what in the heck happened, but there was a lot of the team that was let go. Eric the Blue is saying, I had confidence in Cool Cats as long as Jarvis and Klon were involved, which I'm pretty sure Klon still is. Cool Cats now need to get lucky in getting a film. If not, hopefully they sell to Luca Nets type. So again, some of the team was gone, and they're just completely giving up on this whole idea of Cool Cats. Feels kind of crazy to me, but still a fan of Cloncast art and IP with Cool Cats is one of the best in the space. I still plan to hold. And to describe the fallout of this, I don't really know how to put it in words, but the floor price went almost all the way down to 0.17, and then all of a sudden we had some huge sweeps come in, and I think the floor is back up to 0.33 in less than 24 hours. If you go and look at the Cool Cats volume chart, everything, absolute insane capitulation within the community, getting bought back up. You make of it what you want, but holy smokes, what a time. Alex Becker saying, next year, when your bags are up 100x, if that happens, holy smokes, we'll see. Everyone will tell you how easy you had it. Not true. And they are right. All you had to do was buy last year, literally at any time, and walk away from your computer and go play WoW for 2 years. Baskin Baboon level execution and prosper. Alex Becker with some keks on the timeline, but it is kind of funny because right now, holy smokes, does it ever sound bearish out there. Final thing I'm going to leave you with, some cool announcements here from Fluff World, Behind the Castle #9, talking about their game. This is kind of like an Age of Empires type world, a whole bunch of different collections, including Cool Cats. Not all of them, but a small subset of them, including Deadfellaz, Doodles, and Pudgy Penguins, actually were dropped land for this game. But each time you prestige in game, you level up your empire and get closer to unlocking root token and other rewards. Witness the magic in this animation sneak peek. The heart of your origin island in the Third Kingdom. The lighthouse is the central structure from which you will prestige, which is kind of like, I guess, your main castle in any kind of mobile game that you've played. Similarly, prestiging your island removes all extractors, offering a blank canvas for you to rethink their placement and develop new strategies for efficient resource management and growth. Prestige also generates energy, one of your most important resources that powers prisms to harvest mycelium in episode 2. Now, one of my quick kind of references, or let me say pivots for this, is they're talking about generating energy. What other Fluff World collection has something to do with energy? Pop quiz. Da, na, 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 na. Eggs. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, well, if they have these things where the generation of energy, how important will the role of energy in eggs be? Is it something where eggs are actually a part of the Third Kingdom, where I don't think when you look at any of the description, site details, whatever, highlights a whole bunch of different collections, but not eggs. So it could be completely different, but I just thought, hey, that's kind of interesting. And that's it. That's it. Not bad, not bad. That's going to be it for this edition of the Friday X Feed. Typically it's Fud Friday, but we're just talking about the news. Seem to have a lot going on. Very interested to see what happens in July. Again, Canada Day, long weekend here in old Canada. But again, a lot of games doing some things. July could be spicy. Maybe it is the blockchain summer gaming after all. Excellent stream, Shilly. Yeah, Wild Buffalo. Absolute GG's, good sir. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you on Monday.